Survivors. Today I'm going to show you how to build an atmospheric mining ship. Alright, let's take a look at what the ship has on it. We have 2 drills, a bunch of atmospheric thrusters. It has 1 cargo container. So total storage with it is the 2 drills, the cargo container, and 2 connectors. I find it to be more than enough. And then it has a bunch of small batteries and 2 of the medium-sized batteries on each side. It has 2 connectors, one on the rear and one on the bottom down there. It has 4 landing gear, 2 in the front, 2 in the back. And yeah, you don't need an oxygen tank, you don't need hydrogen, you don't need any of that because it's an atmospheric, it runs off of battery power. Alright, let me show you how it flies. There are some important notes. It is completely full at this point. Now it gets around pretty well considering that it is very heavy at 111,000 kilograms. It does struggle at a certain point to hold itself up with its front thrusters, but you need to be pointing pretty much straight down. And same with the side thrusters. Can hold itself up pretty good. Now, same with the reverse thrusters. Around 45 degrees, it'll start to slip. Now this is only when it's completely full. And it holds so much that you're probably not even going to fill it up in one run. So let's go ahead and get building. Alright, so always we're going to use some pieces to bring the level of the ship up so we can work underneath it. We're going to grab some armor cube just to give our cockpit something to sit on. And then we are going to do a cargo container right on the back of it. Make sure it's aligned like this. And then from there, we're going to slap a conveyor adapter end on the back of the cargo container. And then we're going to pick the conveyor straight, the 0.5 meter one. And then we're going to bring this out 3. And then we're going to take the node junction and put it on the back of that. Alright, and from there we're going to select our straight once again. We're going to bring one straight up and down. And we're going to take our curved piece and we're going to put it on the top one. And we're going to put one on the bottom of this, pointed towards the front. And from here we're going to take straight, and we're going to bring it out for 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, and now we're going to take out these blocks. We don't need them. And we're going to take a connector We're gonna slap it down right on the end of that. Alright. I'm going to weld this up so that we can get this projector nonsense out of our face. And I'll be right back. So, now we gotta get the drills on and pipe them up. So what we're gonna do here is we got to move our ship support. So I'm going to take this block here and just bring it down and weld these up real quick. Alright, those are welded up. We're gonna grind this out. So what we're gonna need to do here is we're gonna need to take some more conveyor straights, bring them out like this. Take a curved, and then take a node junction right there. Okay, and from here we're going to take the straight on either side of this junction. And then we'll take our drill. And we'll align it so that if you see on the side of it, there is the conveyor port. We want to turn it sideways and then make sure that that conveyor port is connected to there. Like that. On both sides. And I'll get this welded up and wait for Dave. Alright, I got those welded up. It's day. So from here, we're going to take our batteries. We're just going to slap it right on the end like this. On both sides. And then we're going to take our Atmo thrusters with the slightly larger size. We're going to put it one click, just like that, one click above the battery edge on both sides. Make sure the fan is pointed up. And from there, we're going to take our battery once again, but we're going to go to the small one like that. And make sure that the yellow port is facing down. We're going to put 2, just like that. And then on either side, you can put this on either side. We're going to put our ore detector like this. Alright, and after the ore detector, we're going to take the detailing cube, 0.25 millimeter, and we're going to just put a few here, just like this, just for now, so that we can align this atmospheric thruster properly. We want it to be as close like that as we can. And this one is, the fan is pointing down. We're going to do the same for the other side. Once again, make sure the fan is pointing down. Alright. Alright, before we get any farther, we're going to slow down some gyros. And we're going to put them right here. We're going to need 2 on that side and 2 on this side. We're going to put some more batteries down. The medium ones. We're going to bring them right there in the middle of this thruster, just like that. We're going to put 2 on each side. Just like so. We're going to take our straight conveyor and we're going to extend this pipe. Four. And then continue our upward thrust with our atmospheric thrusters. We're going to put 2 in line right here. Just like that. And it's starting to take shape. Alright, once you have these 2 atmospheric thrusters welded up just like this, we can go ahead and delete these detailing cubes and free up that space. And the atmospheric thruster is still connected on this side, but it wasn't quite lining up with the 0.5 that I wanted so that it was even. So that's why we used those. We're gonna throw some of the last of the big thrusters on. Make sure the arrows are facing this way so that the fan is facing forward and the nozzle is facing to the rear. There's only one spot that it'll connect to, just like so. Either side. Alright, we're going to extend these conveyors. Two straights, one curved, pointing down. And then we need a spacer. Just like that, and then we can put a connector on at the back here. There. And then that way you can hook up like this, or with a connector that will be on the bottom, like that. Guys, that's pretty much it for the skeleton, for the main mass of the ship. From here on out, we're going to be adding extras, we're going to be filling in gaps, and we're going to be putting on side thrusters and forward thrusters, and filling it out to this status here. Alright. I'm gonna weld this up and we'll get to that part. Alright, our first task is to fill in this gap before we start doing any of the extras on the outside, and we can't reach it. So to start, we're going to get the atmospheric thruster, but the small ones, and we're going to be pointing them down, just like this, so that the nozzle is even with the gyroscope right there. It may be a little finicky, just keep at it, moving your cursor around to different blocks in there. Just like that. Alright. Now, we're gonna put a few extra gyros in the middle gap right here. Just 2 right there. And then a battery of the small variation right there. And let's get those welded up because we're going to be filling this gap in. Alright, and now we're going to take more batteries. And it's just batteries. Batteries, batteries, batteries. Weld these up. Remember, these are on this side as well. Just make sure you're not having, on that middle row, you don't have the yellow facing up, otherwise you won't be able to put blocks on top of them. you want it like that. Play just like this with more battery. Get these welded up. Alright, and you guessed it, more batteries. But this time we're going to put the yellow facing up. These are optional, to be honest, but I like having these with the yellow facing up. That way, if it dies, I can pop off the top armoring right here and throw some power cells in it and make it to the base to get it charged. Alright, so next we're going to throw some more gyros on right here. And I like to have the gyroscope word right there at the edge. It's up to you. We're going to take 4 on either side, bring them back like just like that. And from that point, we're going to be adding some side thrusters. Just like so. Either side. And from here, we're going to be putting some more side thrust. Right here, so that facing the fan is inward and the nozzle is right on the edge right there, just like this. And we're going to bring it to 3, and again for the other side. And then we're going to put 1 on either side, just like so, in line with those thrusters, just like that, so that the nozzle is right before the connector right there. That. Alright, and from this point, we're going to continue with thrusters, but we're going to move to the front of the ship. And we're going to take them, and we're going to put the nozzle facing to the front of the ship, 3 on the tops of the drills, just like this. And then we're going to continue that line down the side, like this, on either side.
Suit energy low.
And from here, we're going to continue with our thrusters. We're going to put 1 on either side, just like this. And then we are done with the side and the top, and we're going to start working on stuff on the bottom of the ship. Alright, to start off on the bottom of the ship, we're going to take our landing gear. We're going to turn it sideways so that the foot is pointing forward, right in the middle of the battery and the conveyor right here on either side. And then we're going to take 2 more thrusters with the nozzle, not the intake fan, pointed forward like this. Okay, continuing with our thrusters. Once again, with the nozzle facing to the front of the ship, we're going to put 3 more right here, and then same on the other side. And then our forward-facing thrusters are pretty much done. So we're going to be moving to the back right here now. And from here, we're going to be continuing with thrusters. We're going to be doing some more side thrust for us, starting on the edge of the battery, right before that fan. Alright, so this is completely my fault. These batteries are in the wrong orientation. and I will mark that out in the video and call it out so that you guys place it in the right one. Make sure that these power cell parts of the battery are pointing out. So I'm gonna have to grind these out and reposition. And if you did my mistake, then you should be able to grind it out and flip it like so. Alright, now that all that is fixed, we're once again gonna do our side thrusters. We're gonna make a line of 5. Yep, 5. We want one poking out of the back right there. Just like so on either side. Alright, and from here we can place our last reverse thruster right in the middle on number 3. Make sure the nozzle is pointing to the front of the ship. Just like so. And from there, we're going to throw in some more small batteries. Right there. No, not right there. Right there.
Suit energy.
And then from there, we're gonna put our last 2 side thrusters. Now make sure you do this on either side. So, batteries, and then side thrusters. Like that. Alright, and from here, we only have 1, or technically 2, small things that I consider necessary. So we have landing gear up there, we need landing gear back here to make it even. So we're going to, you can do this either way. You can use 4 of the detailing blocks, or you can go to the half slopes and use this. Just like that, and then we're gonna... Alright, I'm not dead. I'm going to put the landing gear facing out like this, but it is your choice. You could have it in any orientation. Alright, that finishes up all the key essentials. From here on is just decoration, armoring, protecting. Once you get on all that on, you can find a spot for your antenna, just like I did over here. I have my 2 antennae on either side right there. I'm not gonna show you how to do this. I think you should decorate it in your own taste. Alright, now that that's all welded up, it's time to do some group stuff. We're gonna get in here and we're gonna group all the important bits. And I'm actually going to make sure that it's not on the base anymore. Alright. So we're gonna go in, we're gonna press K to get into the control panel. We're gonna take thrusters. We're gonna select all the thrusters that show up and group them, and then rename them thrusters all, or thrusters all Atmo minor. Alright, and now we're gonna minus those out. We're gonna take all the batteries. Same thing. Alright. Minus that out. Don't need to group the gyroscopes. We're gonna group the landing gear just in case later on. Alrighty. Now, important bit. Take care of this real quick. Alright. We're gonna get this a little closer to the ground. And we're gonna grind down all of the reverse thrusters just until they're non-functional. So that was all the ones down underneath, so we're gonna make sure we land and lock the landing gear. And then we're gonna get the rest of them. In fact, I put two close to the rear, didn't I? Let's look at that. I did. Don't forget to get these as well. What we're doing is we're grinding these down so that they show up red in the control panel. And then we'll know that those are our reverse thrusters. I believe that's all of them. Let's give it a quick look. We didn't put any on the sides or at the top, did we? No. Okay. So we're gonna get in here. And we're gonna do thrusters again. And then scroll all the way to the bottom or the top. And then we're gonna control click. Mouse wheel. Alright, and then we're going to group these, and they're going to become a group underneath the thrusters all. And we're going to call this reverse thrust dash atmo minor. And now, before you forget, let's weld all of them back up. Don't forget about the two in the back. Alright, now that we got them welded up, let's go ahead and land. Just in case weather comes by, we're not blown around. And then we're gonna get back in here with K, and then we're going to drag reverse thrusters onto 9, toggle enabled. We're going to drag batteries to 3, set mode auto. Drag batteries to 6, set mode fill. And then we're going to go up and grab all thrusters. And so what this does is it gives us the hotkeys to turn on or off all of our thrusters at once. Gives us hotkeys to set the mode of all the batteries at once. We want this so that when we connect up to the base, we can set them up to fill, and then that way they'll be fully charged and the base won't suck power out of them. And then the reverse thrust is for when we're flying to our destination, our mining spot, whatever. We can turn on or we can turn off our reverse thrust, but keep our dampeners on, and we'll still keep our forward momentum. And I will be demonstrating that right now. Alright, let's say we're flying to the other side of this can. We get our forward momentum, and then we turn off our reverse thrust, and we keep moving forward. I'm not pressing the button anymore. Turn it on, and there we go. Alright, survivors, thank you for tuning in. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment. If you make it, let me know how it went. If you join my Discord, you can post a picture of how yours turned out, or if you need any help. Remember, guys, keep on surviving and have fun.